Hello everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome back to Roottreemania. Let's jump in. Let's try and remember what we were doing last time. As always, it's a bit of a mystery. But I think we're going to try and find out more about Elias. We're going to go back to the beginning. We know he was in... not that. He had an infidelity. But we need to learn more. We don't know anything. We don't know who it was with, apart from potentially Elizabeth. Now, of course, I might be saying this and it might lead us nowhere. Do we have anything which seems to hint towards him? Yes, we have the family man. It actually only has one clue in it. But maybe that's great. Let's look through this and have a quick think about what we haven't looked at. So there's a bit about him, a bit about that, a bit about that, and this is what we got from searching for family man. So we've already looked up family man, Roottreemania legacy. We haven't looked at Bess Williams. We might find out like why she was writing it. I don't think we know that. Because if somebody was writing propaganda about you, yeah, maybe actually it's a good idea. Let's search for Bess Williams. Because if the book was propaganda, then there's an older version as well. We must have seen that. Bess Williams was an author born in the late 1800s. She lived just outside of Miami and died tragically young, and a major hurricane just struck the area in 1926. But maybe secretly Elias killed her. Bess has a minor history of the Roottrees. Her only notable book, Family Man, is widely considered blatant propaganda about Elias Roottree. He had been all but forgotten until recently, when it was really released during the height of Roottreemania. There's a site dedicated to hurricane statistics. Oh, that's not much, is it? That also mentions Bess Williams. The Bocadoral Library, not far from where she lived, was partially destroyed in the hurricane. When they rebuilt, they named the non-fiction section after her. The library was expanded again in 1950 and then closed in 1963, when multiple larger libraries opened in the surrounding area and made it redundant. Cool. I guess we'll search for the library because that's all it's giving us. maybe I'm getting how this game works. If it mentions something, maybe search for it. There we go. The library no longer exists. You find multiple libraries in the area according to the website for the library system in Miami. The building where it once sat is now the Miami Print Museum. Searching in the Miami Print Museum, you come across their website. It states their hours and a list of exhibits. The building is very small, admissions is free, and they only have room for a few different displays. I guess, okay, so that counts as a search for that. We have to search for that. One of the exhibits in their courtyard, which includes a fountain as well as a statue of an unknown author, Bess Williams. The picture's been added to evidence. Another is a printing press that was used by the Miami Sunday, a now defunct weekly newspaper. The last is the original print of the Cuba by Cubans, an art book. Cuba by Cubans. That's nice. Right, we'll look for Miami Sunday. I don't know if that will guess anything. But first, let's look at this statue. This is a statue in front of the Miami Print Museum, formerly the Bocadoral Library north of Miami. It sat in the courtyard and, according to the site, is said to be an unknown author. So this isn't Bess Williams. She is a clue. Unknown author. That's interesting. Who could unknown author be? Because you think if it was Bess, then it would say, wouldn't it? She's quite a young lady, I think. Bess was young when she died, but I feel like they would know. Maybe it's Bess, but who is Bess? She wouldn't be on this family tree, would she? Would she? I don't know. Oh. Interesting. Right, well, okay, that actually, annoyingly, just adds more questions. So let's look at Miami Sunday. Let's see if that's a periodical. It has no records you find online or in a periodical search. It merged with another periodical, which folded after. Well, let's just search for that just in case. There's a newspaper that lasted only a year. You find a small website of quirky printing history facts that mention the Miami Mercury Sunday was the outcome of merging two smaller failing newspapers. Okay, so can I search for Miami Sunday? This resulted in one larger failing newspaper, which also only notably to the author because by combining the names and the way they did, it was tied for the longest title for an American newspaper at the time, with a newspaper in Jefferson, Texas. Brilliant. So let's search for Miami Sunday. Good name. Has no records. Oh. Right? Is that which way do we go? No, sorry. That's the way we. That's That's what you search for. Miami Mercury. There we go. New periodical. Beautiful. It seems at some point during the process it was at least partially archived and available by periodical search. Okay, that's great. Miami Mercury. What do we want to search there? I guess the Bocadoral Library. Bess Williams, maybe. Cuba by Cubans is a book of paintings of Cuba released in 1993. It's credited to Marcelo Barban. At first glance, it doesn't seem related to your search anyway. At first glance, what about second glance? Let's check the library. Cuba by Cubans. Outprints, no copies. On second glance, it still doesn't seem related to search. What about third glance? What about third glance? This is a Cuba by Cubans. Alright. Bess Williams. They have an article about Bess section in the Bocadoral Library when it was built in 1928. It mentions that Bess's young son, and now an orphan, yeah, orphan, that's how it said, was in attendance during the dedication. So Bess has a son. Bess son. So maybe I don't know why I wrote Elizabeth here. Bess could be short for Elizabeth. Oh, right. That's definitely right. Bess is short for Elizabeth, isn't it? In a way. I guess maybe Bess isn't a way of saying Beth. And I think Beth was mentioned at some point. So, son, that would make sense. That would make the infidelity would make sense. I think we're onto something here. It also had a later mention from 1949, the last year the paper existed, about a bidding war for a planned expansion of the library in 1950. The bidding was won by Wildcat Construction and included a new statue, fountain, and a second room that would double its shelf count. Wildcat Construction. So is this owned by somebody? As having worked on many buildings in Miami, Florida, it seems to have ceased operations in the 1960s. Okay, well, let's search for it in this periodical. That is not what I just copied. Why did it come up with Marcelo Barban? Once again, the copy and paste system in this game sometimes just doesn't work. There we go. Was mentioned once in an article you've already seen about the expansion of Bocadoral Library. It was also mentioned earlier in 1947 under the headline Constructing a Better World. Frank Wildcat Williams. Frank. There we go. Left Florida in 1941, a construction worker, and returned a hero. He won the Navy Cross for his bravery and sacrifice, having carried a fellow soldier to safety under heavy Nazi fire. Now he and his wife Ophelia carrying his fellow soldiers through tough times at work. Wildcat Construction is Frank's company, focused on creating opportunities for soldiers finding difficulty getting back to normal. Ophelia has handled outreach to the wives of local veterans, who are often able to provide insight to their husbands' needs and conditions. She has, through such outreach, found 13 veterans of the war to serve as Frankie's employees. Oh well, this is a lot of information about this guy's construction company. I guess it's relevant. It has to be, right? The community support has been unendingly and overwhelmingly positive. It has gotten to the point where if Frank bids on a project, other local companies have decided to step back and let the soldiers handle it. This has become a bit of a sore spot for local politicians and business owners, as the bids are often not as low as they expected. The problem for them is that essentially Frank has a selective monopoly, but any attempt to circumvent it has caused an uproar and accusations of it un-American. Communists. It's uncertain what will become of Wildcat Construction, but at least for now, we're rooting for them. Right. Okay, well, do we want to lock in? I haven't found hard evidence that... Well, I have, I suppose. Elizabeth... I had Elizabeth down, and Bess is definitely short for that. So let's put that in. Is she an author? I guess so. Author... Although her book's all pants. You are not... Do you think that's her? We're going to put you in, just in case. That's terrifying if it's you. You are Frank Wildcat Williams. Not construction. I tried to put Williams in the wrong hole. Frank Williams. This is the speediest start to an episode we've ever had, if any of this is right. Your wife did have a name that I've already lost. Ophelia? Ophelia... Wouldn't be Williams though, would it? I forget about that. Oh, you might not be. Yeah, you might be Williams. Ophelia, Guardian, Adoption. So they adopted. Wait, how does this work? Split up. Huh? Who's John Doe and where did he come from? How did I get his? John Doe. Does that mean not important? Like that? Or that means like a body, doesn't it? Not important body, right? Was that already locked in? Yes, because it would be yellow if I did it. Okay. I really thought I did that, and I was like, how the hell did I figure that out? So what happened here? So they got married, they adopted and had a child, and then they. What does this mean? How does this work? Because usually siblings are next to each other, like these two are. But they. What does this mean then? Why does this link back down to here? Did they split up and then marry their adopted sister? Or give birth? Oh, right. No, sorry. Yes, marriage would be next to each other. So I think Frank and Ophelia's child had a child, and then maybe Frank and Ophelia adopted it. That's how it seems. Maybe. How does adoption look like on the menu? Oh, okay, so it is a dotted line. Okay, so that would make sense. Oh, all right, cool. Right. So that puts us in the 60s currently. So let's have a look. Let's look at Ophelia Williams in. Let's search here first. Oops. Ophelia Williams. Nothing. Right, now let's check the. There's going to be something in here that I've missed, isn't there? Probably. Should we search for Wildcat Williams first? There we go. Good. Is this from a few different military history websites? He has received a Navy Cross medal in World War II, and the story goes that even after being struck in the arm with a bullet, he managed to carry a fellow soldier through enemy territory on his shoulder for over 2 miles. Wow. 1996, very recently, age 74, in a retirement community in Sweetwater, Florida. An obituary on the website of a local news channel that was written by his surviving family also sheds light on some of his personal life. He grew up an orphan because his family died in a hurricane when he was very young. He could barely remember his mother and had no memory of his father. Okay, that makes sense, because it might have been Elias. We think, most likely. After the war, he ran a construction company that mainly hired World War II veterans and did a lot of jobs in and around greater Miami area. He was a born joker and shining light to those veterans who needed it most. An anecdote mentions that he used to insist he married his wife Ophelia as a matter of courtesy and convenience. She wouldn't have to change her last name. There we go. Ophelia Williams, née Williams. That was easy. No, wrong box. Not William Williams. That's funny. A photo was attached of Frank in his youth juggling hammers in front of a construction site, as he is often known to do. According to the article, he was survived by Ophelia, as well as his daughter Barb and Sharon. Barb and Sharon. Right, great. Wait, so they're both alive. That's interesting. So why did you adopt? So maybe she just had it quite young, and they sort of raised it. That's interesting. But let's put Barbara Williams and Sharon Williams. You might not actually be a Williams if they were. If what I think is going on is correct, you may be a Doe. Actually, it wouldn't say, would it? That's interesting. Okay, Frank in his youth. We've got a photo of Frank in his youth. There he is. Wildcat Williams juggling hammers in front of this mysterious statue. That must be Bess, surely. Yeah, cool. What a cool guy, Frank Wildcat. So we've locked in 2 today. Do we have any left over? We did not. Okay, so we've got a little way to go before we get confirmation on anything. Right, should we look up Sharon Williams? Nothing. Should we look up Sharon Williams in Miami? Nothing. And let's look up, what was the other one called? Barb. Ara. Uh-oh. I've hit a dead end. Alright, we haven't looked at Barbara in the periodical, in the spider search though. Barbara. Nothing. Uh-oh. We can search for Ophelia maybe. Maybe she, we haven't searched for her. Should we check Sweetwater, Florida? Nothing. Okay, World War II. Yeah, nothing else interesting here, I don't think. Let's try a feel. Oh, we just did this, didn't we? Is it already only like minute 10 of the episode, and I'm already searching things that I searched 2 minutes ago? Oh yeah. Right. Okay. There's nothing else in here, is there? Retirement community in Sweetwater isn't going to get us anything. Ophelia. You're going to hate me. Did I check Ophelia in the periodicals? Ophelia Williams. I may have. We don't know. Okay, great. Back. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, okay. Oh, we didn't search for Barb. Okay. I searched for Barbara, didn't I? I didn't try Barb. Barb Williams is a motivational speaker, and she has a website that explains the services she offers. Her company's address is listed as Coconut Grove, Florida. The flyer has been added. That doesn't seem too useful, but it's apparently... Oh, it apparently has 5 pieces of evidence in it. Okay. 5 pieces of evidence. Barb Williams... Barb Williams advertises a career as a motivational speaker online. There she is, picture, Barb. The flyer includes 3 different testimonials from Greta Jones from WKTV. Have we heard of Greta Jones? I feel like I've heard the name Greta Jones. If I have, I didn't write it down. I swear I've heard the word Greta Jones before. And Vic Elmsworth from the Kikiwa Falls Gazette and Isabel Crosby, the superintendent. Oh god, there's a lot of people in here, isn't there? Right, let's have a quick look at Barb. Her story will surprise you, uplift you, then energize you. Greta Jones. A lesson that anyone can take something away from. Vic Elmsworth. An intimate evening with a truly wonderful message. Isabel Crosby. Book Barb for corporate retreats, church events, or even school assemblies. You can customize the message for any audience. Great. Okay, there's Barb. We've got her. And this must be... No, actually, I don't know. I think this must be Barb. There's two photos. That doesn't mean anything. Greta Jones. I swear I've seen the name Greta Jones before. It's too common of a name. Alright, fine. Jeez. Greta Jones from WKTV 12. How does Google work? Okay, let's search for WKTV 12. Okay. Greta Jones is according to a flyer in your possession. How does this work? The morning news anchor for a channel called WKT12. Unfortunately, has no online website. Okay. You do have to find it listed on a giant list of television call signs next to the city Springfield under the heading Effingham County. You may need to do a Oh. This is tricky. What does this mean? So, you want me to search Effingham County? Is that what it's telling me to do? It's really trying to guide me into something here. It's the name of 2 different counties in the United States. One is Georgia, the other is Illinois. Append a state name? I don't know what state it is in. Only Springfield. Did it say a state? Next to the city of Springfield. I don't know where Springfield is. It's like, isn't there like 50 Springfields in America? 30. Florida? Are they not in Florida? I know, but it said that they left Miami, didn't they? Kikiwa Falls Gazette sounds like, yeah, I was going to say not America. Okay. The closest thing appears to be New Zealand. Instead, a man named Chris Elmsworth has invented a small-town newspaper as a conceptual art piece. The Kikiwa Falls Gazette is a series of online articles about small restaurants, shows, and other tourist attractions all across the United States. That is useless then. This is presented as a monthly newspaper of small-town America. What makes the Kikiwa Falls Gazette a bit strange is that amongst the articles detailing real locations are occasional stories that present outlandish, inflammatory concepts in extremely mundane ways. For example, on the homepage right now is an article entitled Mermaids Strike Back Against Lobster Farms that using very dry language, details the idea that the mermaids in Maine, maybe it's Maine, have begun to unionize in support of better benefits. There are no punchlines in the art. That's so good. I would love to read that. Unfortunately, each current issue of the paper is presented on the homepage. There are no archives of older issues. Okay. So it won't be in the library. It won't be periodical. Is this page just for me to find out it's in Maine? Maybe. Let's search for Effingham County, Maine. Maine. Nothing relevant. Oh. Why not? Springfield, Maine? Springfield. Oh. Well, I find that hard to believe. Barb is in Florida still, actually. Her company's address is listed as Florida. Maybe I should try Florida then, did I not? Springfield, Florida. Nothing. Effingham County. I can't remember how to spell it. There we go. Makes it easier. Florida. Nothing. Well, there's only 48 more states to try. So let's let's try Vic Elmsworth. According to her own personal page, it's apparently one of 3 brothers. Here's Vic. Victor, not Victoria. Whoops, sorry, Vic. All 3 of them are contributors for a newspaper called Kikiwa Falls Gazette, and he tends to focus more on the southeastern United States. Okay, that narrows it down to, what, 12 states. All of the articles he's written are archived on his site, including the long-form version of the review for Bob. Okay, yeah. According to Victor, he's seen Barb talk more than once. On this particular occasion, Barb's talk was at a very large church, and it was clear she was an expert at matching the presentation of her concepts for any particular crowd. Good. That was on her flyer. She should be good at that. Because she received a standing ovation. Brilliant. Barb started with a story about loss, specifically about the loss of a bicyclist who'd been hit by a car. Is that relevant? She spoke about the death of any person as a darkness in their loved ones, a cold, empty void that begins to creep into a space where there once was light, because the light could never return exactly how it once was. She says the only option is to nurture new sources of light to help fight back the darkness. Her conclusion was that finding the hidden messages in tragedy is the most important thing we can do. She used multiple biblical comparisons and finished by looping back around to her initial story and how she personally began to come around his ideology. The biker who died was her son-in-law. Son-in-law. And the Lanes Across America charity was created to fill the newfound darkness her daughter experienced. It, the charity, was the light that began to fill the void, and she was doing everything she could help to nurture it. Son-in-law. So that means you're not Barbara. You must be Barbara, right? No, wait, what? Who's Barbara? Barbara's the motivational speaker. You didn't have sons, though. Unless I don't understand how this works. Maybe I don't. Still, you adopted. Because it makes more sense, doesn't it? I really don't understand. I think... How are... Siblings are connected like this. Children are connected like this. So you are a child, but your parent adopted you. That must be the case. And maybe she lost her mother as well. I don't know. Maybe they both died. That's why they got adopted. I know it said survived by Sharon and Barbara, didn't it? That would be a bit odd. Motivational speaker. What is it? Speaker? Public speaker. Right. Okay. But you got remarried. She doesn't seem much happy to do that. Son-in-law. There aren't any son-in-laws either. Oh no. The bike who died was her son-in-law. This is Barbara's son-in-law. But maybe it's just not on here. Maybe dead people aren't on here sometimes. But why would they not be married? I'm really confused. Where's the dead husband? Where's Barbara? Why are you like this? What's going on? Wait, Barbara? Barbara must be there. This must be the dead man. But I don't, the adoption thing's very confusing. But this must be Barbara. Sorry, Sharon and Barbara. We are really messing you around today. Sharon, right. Get that face on you and get that public speaker on you. And you must be dead. Can I just search for... Can I type in dead? No. But you must be. I think you're dead, young man. Right. Cool. We've got that. Finally. Lanes Across America. Let's search for that. It's all about bowling alleys. Or LAA is a charity focused on adding bike lanes to major cities. Good idea. The pages and pages of news articles that mention Lanes Across America have a similar summary in them. LAA, formerly LAM. Maine. Was founded in 1987 after the death of Drew Smith. Okay, let's put in Andrew Smith. Good. He was back home from work when he was hit by a car. Each year since, lanes across America has grown, and they now have offices in over 12 major metropolitan areas, including Miami. LAM, Lanes Across Miami, where the charity began. The website for the charity is a picture of Drew. The photo has been added to evidence. Lanes Across Miami. So why is it not? They're definitely based in Florida. So why did it not come up? Did I spell Florida wrong? Let's get this photo of Andrew Smith. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He looks like Pedro Pascal a little bit when you squint. The website of the wedding party is cropped out. I need this woman. The charity is found after the death of Drew Smith, who was featured in this photo. Great. Cool. So you must be this guy. Beautiful. We could search for Drew Smith, I suppose. I don't think it will get us anything, but let's just have a little look. Probably just say, yep, same page. Okay. Can I search for LAM? According to the dictionary results, the lamb. What? You learned the word lamb means to hit somebody? Is it? Lamb is too common. Lamb means to hit somebody. I didn't know that. Let's try Lanes Across Miami just to see. Miami. I didn't spell that right, so maybe I did spell Florida wrong. Ah, okay. Oh my god. There's a lot. Search for Lanes Across Miami does narrow down the pages and pages of articles you found earlier to only those with more in depth. Okay. Founded in 87, changed in 1994. It was founded by Sharon Smith. Yes, you changed your name when you got married. After the death of her husband. Sharon and some other board members stepped down in 1992 and the current leadership took over. One of the oldest articles was a full uncropped version of the same wedding photo. Great. It seems that after Sharon left Lamb, she began to crop her and the rest of the wedding party out of the photo to focus on Drew, who's the face of the charity. Okay, that makes sense. Why are you there? Great. Do you think this is mum and that might be dad? Okay, they're all in. They're all in. Oh, what a lovely family. Oh, isn't that nice? So maybe that might be another Barbara. So that's you, Sharon. Who's that man? Who is the man that was just added to our? Who is the man that was just added to our thing? He looks young. He could be a kid. He could be their kid. Oh wait, if they had two kids, the kids are alive. Bear with me. The kids are alive if that's dead. The kids are alive. That could be a son. He does look quite a bit younger, but not that much younger. I don't know. I'm going to put him in because Barbara doesn't have a husband. You don't have a second photo. So let's try you. She remarried. Okay. What are you? You're I guess charity worker? Is that an option? A fundraiser? I don't know what you would be. Actor? No, wait. I don't know what you would be out of all these things. You might not even be the main part, like the main job anymore. You could be director of a company, CEO maybe. You were a CEO for a bit. Baby? You're a baby? Architect. I don't know what you are, Sharon. Sorry. I have not figured that out. We've definitely searched for... Oh, we haven't searched for Sharon. We searched for Sharon, the other one, didn't we? Let's search the periodicals for Sharon Smith. Alright. What was it called? Drew Smith. Can we search for Drew Smith? See if there's any more info. No, nothing in Miami. Wow, surprising. Let's try Anne. And Andrew. No. Okay. There's no like charity magazines, are there? No. Okay. Cool. So we still want to figure out where WKTV is. What was I looking for? Let me go back. WKTV. I need to look for Effingham County. There's only two. There's only two. Wait, where would I have got Georgia and Illinois from? I don't know. Georgia. There is a Springfield in Effingham County, Georgia. Yeah. What about whatever the other one was? Illinois. Springfield is the capital of Illinois, and after perusing some of the, it is not located in Effingham County. Oh, so that means, why was I searching for so many? Oh God, the answers are really right in front of me sometimes, aren't they? Georgia. When you refine your search television in and around Springfield, Georgia, you come across a website that lists different channels are available there. The list seems to only feature broadcasts of female news anchors. Why? The person who runs the website has ranked each using 3 categories. Oh. One of the entries is Channel 12, the news anchor listed as Greta Flores. That's not who I'm looking for. I'm looking for Greta Jones. But let's search for Greta Flores. That's a less popular name. She used to go by Greta Jones before her divorce. Compared to the ordeal you've gone through to simply figure out her current name, it's way easier than you expect to find that she was a website for her accomplishments. She was apparently the MC for an all-female speaking tour in 1997. Okay. The tour was called Storytellers of Sisterhood, the Mothers and Daughters of Earth. You do a search for it, and it seems some of the stories were compiled into a book titled 25 Stories of Sisterhood by Ayla Hale. Let's just do a quick search for that. That gives me nothing, and then let's check the library. Check the library, please. Copy that. Public library. Ayla Hale. Ayla Hale. Right, there we go. Non-fiction. Brat. I just got some Brat. One of the stories is by Barb Williams. Beautiful. That's great. What are we going to learn about you, Barb? Where's your husband? Barb Williams had the transcript of a story she told on stage published as a book. Right. Sherry the Brat? Sharon the Beauty? Sherry the Bat? What are we talking about? Sharon. Sharon's our daughter. The first part of her story focuses on 2 16-year-old girls. My sister Sherry was a brat, always sulking, often disobedient, never on time. She borrowed things without asking and even ran away from home only to sneak back the next day, like nothing had changed. My daughter Sharon, on the other hand, was a beautiful person. She had excellent marks in school, was intensely artistic and creative, and even volunteered at an animal rescue. She continued to tell the story of the 2 girls until she shifts the narratives. What was the difference between Sherry the Brat and Sharon the Beauty? Is it nature, nurture, a better education, different opportunities? The answer is nothing. There was no difference because my sister and my daughter are the same girl. There we go. Barbara reveals that her daughter was the result of an unexpected pregnancy when she was only 15. I met a boy at a county fair. Unlike us, he lived in the nice part of town. He went to a good school. To a teenage girl, it felt like a fairy tale. But there were boxes all over his house. He was moving in 3 days. Those 3 days were a heaven to me. The final night he surprised me. He told me he could actually see me again soon. He planned to return to visit his grandparents. I thought I was giving him a reason to keep his promise. I never saw him again. And when I finally got desperate enough to ask around, a friend told me he hadn't even given me his real last name. He's the real brat. Barb also talks about when she found out she was pregnant, I was convinced my life was over, but my parents took charge. I had to live at home and work a part-time job, but they removed the burden of motherhood. I managed to scrape out a degree in English, and as far as my daughter was concerned, I was a much older sister. 15 years. 15... Not unplausible, was it? Happens. Barb uses the story to come to a conclusion. When I was younger, I thought my sister was the brat, and I wasn't wrong, but she ran away from home to work at the animal shelter. Okay. She borrowed my close presentations at school, and her creativity allowed her to open up Sherry's hair. It took me far too long to realise the beauty was always there too. In fact, the brat and the beauty exist in all of us. It was my inner brat that kept me blind to the truth, and I'd like to say it's the beauty in me that's finally able to see what I was missing. I implore you to call upon the beauties in yourself whenever the brat tries to take hold. That's a good thing for us to take. When did this duck get here? Has that duck always been there? I finished that and I saw the duck. I was like, has that always been a hint button? I've never used that. Has that always been a hint button? I want to press it, but I don't want to spoil anything. Don't want to look next. That's always been there. Oh right. Have I never used that? Oh man, I've been missing out. Can I touch the duck? Oh, that's a horrible sound. Sorry, that was really loud. Right, Sherry's hair. Who's Sherry? Sharon. Is that Sherry short for Sharon? There's a Sherry's hair in Orlando. The owner of the business is listed as Sherry Yastrozemski. Sherry has a large van and on weekends can bring the style of Brittany, Christina, or even the Rachel to your door. The About Story section is very, very long and presented as one paragraph with multiple run-on sentences and no pictures. That's how I read everything. You get the sense that if she were to do this hair, she'd be doing a lot of talking. It mentions that her husband Pete was her late husband's college roommate. Yes, okay. Interesting. She and he had never spent any significant time together until she became a widow. Almost said window then. And they built a charity together. They left the charity behind because it was growing beyond their ability to run it. She also brags about her kids, Tony, Mark, and Cricket. There's only 2, wasn't there? Tony. Oh, Cricket. Sorry, new relationship. Her oldest, Tony, seems to get the shortest end of the stick. His 2 listed accomplishments are that he's the oldest and he's a straight A student. That's pretty good. Mark, on the other hand, has multiple baseball accomplishments listed. Apparently, his little league team is nationally recognised. Cricket York is near the end and has a... Why is he York? Where's York come from? Sherry Jastrzemski. I would have assumed that was his name. Where does Jastrzemski come from? Don't know. And it's an entire section dedicated to her. Oh, Cricket's a lady. She's an actress on a local television show called Library. And the recent show located from Miami to Orlando. Sherry, in addition to being hireable to come to your do, is a stylist for the show. That's pretty cool. The passage also mentions that her agent recommended they change her last name to York since it was easy to pronounce. The rest of the section describe how she got the part, but it seems unimportant to your search. Okay, great. So it is Jastrzemski, and it's not York. So you are a Jastrzemski, not your first name. There we go. And you are also that. You are Cricket. I don't know if that's the right man still, but we'll keep him there for now. Then we're looking for Tony and Mark as oldest and youngest, and the husband was called Pete. Pete Jastrzemski, or Peter, I assume, last name. I always put it in the wrong one, don't I? Peter, Tony. Wait, Christopher. Tony's not an option. Was it definitely Tony? Tony, Mark, and Cricket. It might be Anthony and not Elizabeth. Anthony. Williams, like Smith. I guess if your spouse was Smith, and Jesus Christ, Mark. Of course, Mark Smith. Mark Smith. Great. I'd say, you're an actor, I suppose, actor. Were you students? It wasn't very clear. Maybe college and then maybe K-12. I mean, he's old though. I don't know. Because it said he's a straight A student, or did it say he was a straight A student? And he's a straight A student, so you would think he was still in school. And he's in Little League, so that implies he's still at school. And Cricket is the actress. So let's put them both in K-12 actually. So I think you're a hairstylist, you're not a CEO. Well, technically you are, but you're a hairdresser. Okay, this could lock in. This could be a 4. It wasn't a 4. Okay, that's actually really bad, because that is 5 that I've locked in. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Who have I got wrong? These 3 are definitely right, surely. Sharon, Barbara, Frank. And I think that's right too. Elizabeth Williams. Author. Maybe she's not an author. I know that he could be wrong. I don't know if that's him. I don't know if that's that either, but uh-oh. Jastrzemski. Oh, you might be Peter Jastrzemski. Oh, right. Best man, potentially. Okay, well that clears that confusion up. But that still leaves an incorrectness amongst these 4. Okay, well let's try get a 5th, and then we'll find out what's wrong, I suppose, won't we? So I think the best thing we do is to find Cricket. She seems quite famous. Cricket York. There we go. Library Library is no, that was the second thing I was going to search for, so that's good. Is a children's show filmed at a studio in Orlando, Florida. It's been on the air since 1991. In the show, multiple adults and children interact with different animal puppets in a small town called Library. Unlike some other popular shows, including non-human performers, this one isn't funded by the public. Instead, it is paid for by donations from businesses related to education. This includes textbook manufacturers like Roottreemania, tutoring companies such as EDUC8ed, maybe, and a few well-known publishers of picture books. From what you can find, it's syndicated in a few mugs across the southern United States and in New Hampshire for some reason. Like most other children's entertainment, many of those that grew up with it tend to have fond memories. That works in your favour because the show has been documented by a few fan sites. There's even a Library web ring. What's web ring? What's a web ring? You click through the sites in the ring and find the Cricket York joined the cast in 1997, age of 5, and is still listed as a current cast member. A picture of Cricket from one of the first episodes has been added. Great. This could be the fourth thing we need. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. That is terrifying. It's like Freddy Fazbear raccoon. Okay, not a main character. I can't click on them. The theme of this episode tackled why some people need glasses. Ah, that's cool. Because that looks perfectly in focus to me. Right, let's put you in. Okay, we got a 4. We're going to find out who's wrong, which is really good, actually. Maybe this actually wasn't of Elizabeth. Frank, it wasn't. Or her name's wrong. Or she's not an author, maybe. Nice. Yep. Great. Booyah. Booyah. That's great. We've just filled in this whole tree. And also we can put in, assumedly, this picture. Now, is Beth is also an option. Oh, Beth is also an option. Bess might, because I said Beth might be short for Beth, and then I thought Beth might be short for Elizabeth. So maybe just her name is Beth, and that's short for, and Bess is an option. Wait, what? Bess is an option? Wait, Bess is an option? Wasn't that just her name? Why did I go through this loop of thinking? Fucking hell! What am I doing? Why? Where did that come from? I don't know. I don't know where that came from. Oh, I'm getting confused. I'm getting old. Don't I have a book by her? Where is it? Family Man by Bess Williams. It says Bess. Elizabeth. Why did I think she was called Beth? Elizabeth. Beth. I can't think. Oh my! Where was it? Where did I find out about Beth? Because maybe maybe it was. I think it was in here, where it said something about Tham. Please remember Tham. Eliath, please remember Tham. And there was another bit that said that she. It was in the other book, wasn't it? Wasn't it? I don't seem to have any evidence for the other book. Oh. Wasn't there a thing in Sam's book? Why don't I have Sam's book? Well, 6 Pieces by Sam Masden. Wasn't there a line in here that said, because I thought Elizabeth was here, but wasn't there a bit where they heard an argument where she was saying, like, who's Beth? Who's Beth? Because he heard someone yelling about that name. And that's why I thought it was that. Oh my god, right, so her name is Bess. I answered this already. But I didn't put 2 and 2 together. How did I get the answer without... Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Okay, so I thought it was Beth because the other one, Gwyneth, had a lisp and was saying, who's Beth's? Beth's. Right. God, Jesus. That is... Ooh, that is a leap, isn't it? Right, okay, cool. There's another photo of Cricket out there somewhere. We've got to find pictures of these 2 kids. Can we find out anything else about Cricket York? Let's try Corey Mythic. So maths, surely not. This is a very long page. It says nothing associated with it. Oh, do I have to read this through? There's a maths textbook publishing company. They were in their news last year when a primetime news program did a full comparison of their 4th edition textbooks and their 5th edition. Schools were complaining that the 2 editions seemed remarkably similar, yet they were charging almost double for the new edition than they have for the previous years. The news program announced that between the 2 books there were only 16 total changes. The most notable was that the cover was changed from a picture of a horse droplet creating concentric rings on a lake to a close-up of a feather. There are 15 changes at all instances of changing 4th to 5th. What? This even led to a geometry problem where the book asked students to calculate the 5th side of a rectangle. This doesn't seem relevant. Let's see, EDUC8ed. Oh, look, we got something from this. It's a tutoring service that had to deal with Library Library, and features some of the actors from the show in pictures. Okay, there we go. We've got a picture probably. They actually provide tutoring for all of the actors and actresses on the show to accommodate their shooting schedules. Included is Cricket York, who was seen in their photo labelled Cricket and her brothers. There we go. Bam, bam, bam. Ready to learn, one of our talented tutors. They don't find much else about EDUC8ed, except from there seems to be a small subsection of library fans who are deeply unsettled by the company's logo, which would appear after the credits on each episode. One writes, I was terrified of the little girl in the EDUC8ed logo. She looked like some kind of demon doll, and I'd race to the TV every day to switch the dial for a creepy laugh came on. That's hilarious. I want to see the logo. Is that it? That thing in the corner? That's very funny. That is scary. That is really scary. And she would laugh at the end of every episode. Understandable. Right, the kid wearing the baseball shirt must be the youngest one. That must be you. And that must be you. Oh my god. We've got 3 locked in. Because that was wrong. That's amazing. We've got 3 locked in. Now, the issue at hand is that we are out. We're out of that side. We have to go back to Infidelity 2 and Infidelities 3 through 7. So, where should we begin? Right. Where would be the obvious place to begin? I don't bloody know, do I? Barb Williams Fly there's 2 on it. I want to lock those in so I get rid of some of these because I think some of these are now irrelevant. Barb Williams definitely is. Actually, the rest might be the diary might be gone now as well. If that is the clue to Bess and Beth, 6 pieces might have 1 less in there as well. Okay, well maybe the best place to start is here. Maybe Clementine Mark, old crocodile leg. Because there is, well, yeah, no, there is the tree. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed over there. I don't want to look at it right now. Right, Mark Clementine. Let's go back to you then. Mark Clementine, crocodile, the infamy list. Yeah, Peevish smuggling stuff, and then we get back down to Billy Sims. I feel like I feel like this event is the important one because he was at his daughter's graduation, who he shouldn't have been at. So I think I must have missed something. Maybe the school? No, I definitely searched for Sandstone Canyon, didn't I? I missed out the L, but I definitely searched for this, right? San Diego is not much information. I don't have anything. The Billy Sims, I think it must be Billy Sims. I think we need to figure out why Billy Sims is important, or where Billy Sims is important. We searched for, it was in San Diego. We searched for it in, I think it was just sort of mentioned in everything, wasn't it, actually? No, it wouldn't be in the Miami Monthly because that was, it was stopped publishing in 1949. Should we just search like every magazine? There we go. News Time did an article about it. We haven't read this. Oh, we haven't read this. Actually, this is really important. Oh my god. News Time did a small piece about a fight between Sims and Crocodile, but tried to approach it from a different perspective. Their goal was to paint a picture of the 2 men involved from others who knew them best. Not only did they manage to introduce Sims' wife, Carla, not important, was multiple staff members at the school, but they hunted down Colleen Webb, Mark's ex-wife. There we go. Colleen Webb. Brilliant. Okay, We're onto something already. According to the section with Colleen, she and he met when they worked for an airline. She worked in an airport newsstand. He was a drinker and would often have wild mood swings. Okay, when he was charged with assault of a fellow pilot in 1975 and lost his job, they divorced. At the time, she was pregnant with their second daughter and felt the need to get out before things were worse. Okay, so when was the incident? Let me find out. She left him and moved to San Diego to live with her sister and told her oldest that her dad had to fly planes, her dad, so they're both daughters, for the army. She raised them both by herself, and although she never went through the trouble of changing their names legally, they used the web names so that nobody could connect them with their husband. So they are both called Clementine. I could have figured that out, I suppose, but they're both called Clementine, but there's a chance you might be a web. I know you'd have your spouse's name, I assume. Okay. So when was Billy Sims? 1994. So these are both kids still, I assume. Oh wait, daughter's graduation. So actually they will have jobs. If it was the daughter graduating, then maybe the younger daughter might be still in school. But if it was 5 years ago at the graduation, just a high school graduation. So they might still be in college. Maybe. They might still be in college, but probably not. Right, news time. What else we got? A recent supermarket tabloid that latches onto popular culture. Piccadilly is kind of sleazy, so not afraid to publish a few days. There we go. I haven't looked at Piccadilly at all. I need to look through all periodicals, and things are like nationwide news, clearly. Seems to do a report on it. You gain a few new bits of information, though it might not be useful. Okay. What? Billy Sims was once arrested for throwing a Molotov cocktail at a company that was found to be testing their products on animals. Wow, Billy Sims. He's a cool guy. According to police paperwork, Crocodile's Clementine's bail was paid by Toasted Tarito Jacobson. Is that a name? Isn't that something you like put in the microwave? Piccadilly interviewed other students that were at the event to find out if anyone knew anything, and the word going around was that Mark Clementine showed up because his daughter Mary was graduating that night. Okay, we don't know. Wait, we can figure it out. Actually. 1994 that happened. In 1975, he lost his job. So that would be, she was pregnant. So let's say she gave birth in 76. In 1994, he'd be 18. Do you graduate high school in America when you're 18? Maybe. I don't know. I actually don't know. But so it could be Mary though. It could be Mary. Either of them could be Mary. Which is a bit of an issue actually. Maybe I'll just put Mary in for both of them. I think Mary's a bit older. She's got married in 5 years after high school. It could happen. It could happen actually. Yeah, I don't know. Right, let's look up Tostarito Jacobson. Fuegos Fiesta, a regional Mexican fast food chain, held a competition in 1993 that offered free meals for life to anyone who legally changed their name to Tostarito. Okay. This is so funny. I was right though. Tostarito is a burrito with a cylindrical potato shell inside the flour tortilla. Okay. I knew it was something like that. I swear I've seen like Tostarito pockets or something. According to a few different sources, Tostarito Jacobson used to be called Lucinda. Let's try out Lucinda. We don't have Lucinda Jacobson, do we? We don't have any Jacobsons. Do we? No. I've not seen any Jacobsons. Lucinda Jacobson. That's so funny though. Free meals for life is not worth it to be called Tostarito. Just saying. Can we look at Fuegos Fiesta? Probably not. No. So where do we go from here? Lucinda Jacobson. Regional. It doesn't say what region. It doesn't say what region. But maybe you'll be in a periodical too. Pico T. They seem to like this sort of stuff. Nope. Rubbish. Hey, I want to get Billy Sims back. Piccadilly, Billy Sims. Is there anything else here? I think that's the most important stuff. Billy Sims. I feel like there would be news about Billy Sims throwing a Molotov cocktail. That's pretty... What would that be in? There's no, like, news story on news time. Yeah. I don't know. Right, let's look up Lucinda Jacobson, I suppose. In I don't know where though. Oops, I don't know where. Butler County Times. Maybe she just happens to be for Butler County Times. What? Who is? Hi, who are you? Lucinda Jacobson. Oh right. Are you married? You're one of these. Jacobson Edith. Oh right. Yeah. Right. So these are the ones that broke into the cathedral, the church, and then the mother found them and like brought them into the congregation, and then they got together. Right. That's so interesting. So that's weird. That's weird because if it was like Edith Jacobson paying his bail, I'd understand. But Lucinda paying it? Oh wait. Oh, no, I don't understand. No, I don't understand. Crocodile's bail was paid by Tostarito Jacobson. So she's not even part of the family. She's not like a rich member of the family because she's just sister to somebody that married into the family. And she paid the bail of somebody that is a mysterious grandchild of Miracle, son of Miracle. That's odd. Just gonna say it, that's odd. Right, let's look up Mary Clementine and see if there's anything about her online. There wouldn't be, she's a student, but Clementine, no, there's not. I'm not surprised by that really. Will there be any Teen Blast magazine? No. Picotee? No. It's hard to find children, isn't it? Let's just hope they live in Portland or Butler County or Miami. Nope. Damn it. That's interesting. Right, so what can we go... Where can we go from here? What have we got? Nothing really. Did we get a printout at some point? No, we didn't, did we? Is it raining? Where did that come from? Is it always raining? Oh, it is. Well, no, it's just started. I don't often hear the rain in this game, do you? Oh, wait. They didn't go by Clementine, did they? Both of them called Mary. It's not Mary Clementine, it's Mary Webb. They use her mother's name. Clementine is just their birth name. So let's try Mary Webb in the Miami Mercury. Maybe I'll try it online first. Might be more chance. Mary Webb. Oh, there we go. Web on the web. omgghosts.jpg, JPEG, oh my god. And Mary Webb in San Diego has a website called Web on the Web. Apparently it's a personal travel diary that also doubles as an advertisement for her travel agency. There we go, finally, the travel person. The descriptions of Mary's services, including booking flights and cruises, almost all of them involve extremely niche audiences. It seems Mary is the #1 agent where it comes to booking spiritual vacations aboard ghost ships, and in specific hotel rooms that are said to be haunted. This is so cool. They also have a dedicated section for more traditional modern cruises that cater to specific groups such as fans of boy bands. In the diary entry, she talks about the trips she's personally taken and uses that as an opportunity to feature descriptions of amenities and excursions that the ships offer, even when you're on them to see a specific band or a ghost. There's also pictures of ships, hotels, landmarks in places she's visited, as well as a picture of Mary herself with a ship in the background. One of the diary entries actually mentions the day the photos were taken. She was allowed onto the ship on a port day in San Diego with a professional photographer she knows. Okay, why is that seems very important. Wow, look at this ship. This is a haunted ship. Why would you wear this long sleeve? You cover up the whole bloody ship. That is just bad planning. This sleeve is bad planning. Mary Webb from our website, Web on the Web, paranormal travel agency. She apparently found a niche booking vacations for lovers of the strange and unknown. This is a photograph of Mary in front of an alleged ghost ship from the 1800s. It was lost at sea and turned up without any crew several years later. Nobody knows exactly what happened, but fans love to tour it and come up with their own paranormal theories. A company called Corporate Composition Photographs. Okay. I think that's her husband. I think Corporate Composition Photography might be her husband. Just guessing. They work together. Maybe I'm travel. Oh wait, that's not. Would that lock in? I think that would lock in. Let's try get a husband's name. Corporate composition photography. Is a photography student that was listed on a few different sites for businesses in San Diego. It seems to be possible to hire them to take professional quality photos for businesses of all sorts. As far as I can tell, it no longer exists. Oh. Mentioned on a site with some IRC chat logs. What's an IRC chat log? It seems like the site is a personal page of a member of an IRC photography channel. They have archives of logs going back to 1983. One of them was from 96 when Val, the former head of photography, did a Q&A with their users about taking pictures for promotional materials and print ads. Most of the questions and answers are pretty technical. They not only seem irrelevant, but generally go over your head. One of the questions, however, mentioned that Val was on the cover of Telephoto and asked about a rack. He was on the cover. The question was quickly shut down by the person running the Q&A, who said Val does not wish to answer any questions from a photo. Oh. LBP. What's LBP? Lower back pain. What the hell? Surely it's none of these. Wait. Let me first look at Telephoto. New photography magazine. And now LBP in there, maybe? There's so many periodicals. Wait, wasn't LBP... What just happened? What was LBP? No, what was... No, wait, I'm not looking at LBP, am I? Oh my god. Come on. Get it together. Telephoto. LBP. I don't have Vic's name, do I? Just got Vic. This is a long way to get somebody's name. Oh, I've clicked on everything. Right. I guess maybe we just have to find out LBP. I can't just search for a rack, can I? So are any of these relevant to photography? Lynch building plastics. Doesn't sound right. A luxury bridal photography, maybe? Lincoln baby photography. Laura's bra and panties. Maybe let's search for Laura's bra and panties, just in case. Just in case. Okay, sorry developers. Lincoln baby photography. As mentions Val, an award-winning photographer. Okay, it's a business in Beacon, New York, and on the site is a picture of a baby and a camera captioned with Cam Lincoln reaching for his namesake. I guess takes after his father. Cam. Oh my god. If you're a photographer, would you name your child Cam? I don't know if I would. I don't know. That's on the nose, isn't it? There he is. Oh my god, that is an ugly baby. So I assume this is Cam Lincoln. Cam Lincoln, which means you must be Val Lincoln. So do I need to go any deeper into this? I feel like I've done it. Do I need to go any deeper into this family tree? Why is there... I feel like there's still more information about the... They set up the Iraq War. And then... Oh, I need a photo of him, don't I? Wait, do I? No, I don't. Well, might be nice to get. Val Lincoln. I did. I found your evidence. Val a woman. Oh man. That changes everything. It doesn't say adopted. Wait, what? Am I seeing something wrong here? It doesn't say adopted. Telephoto is a photography magazine. The 1992 issue focuses on the photos of Val Lincoln. That isn't... Maybe that's not Val. I don't know. What's going on with this shirt as well? What a weird photo. Wait, so their arm is... They must be like really side on. Their arm's there and this jacket's not on their arm. Clementine. Clementine. Is that Mary? Or is that the other sister? Oh, what have I done? What have I done? He won the CP Award for photojournalism, specifically for photo on the cover. Val got his start in high school. Okay, Val is a man. That is not. I swear it said a photo of Val. When he took a photography class because, in his own words, he couldn't decide what else to do and thought it would be the best career in the world to shoot for Playboy. Brilliant. But he quickly found he had a knack for it and began to skip lunch and his free periods to spend more time in the darkroom. After graduating, he tried to pivot to landscape photography but didn't have any passion for it. I work much better when I'm trying to tell the story of a person or an object. He got lucky when a photographer mentor of his was going overseas to cover the war. He decided to take a chance on him. Wow. That's heavy. Okay, oh, she's got no arm. Oh, I'm so sorry. I read ahead. She lost an arm. Most people wouldn't call it lucky to go to an active war zone for no pay, but he bought my plane tickets, all my meals, and even pulled some strings so he could rush by my passport. For someone that had never had a real job or even left California, it was a hell of a break. I was only 19 at the time and shot the photo that won him an award the third night he was there. The photo depicts Lisa Clementine, who lost an arm in Operation Desert Sabre. So she doesn't... Oh, right. So there... Yes, sorry. That isn't just a bandage. That is the loss of her arm. The photo is still a weird angle, but it makes a bit more sense now. According to the article, women were not subject to direct combat, and Lisa was in a vehicle at the time. Difficult to pull over suddenly when the road ahead was partially destroyed, and even she and a fellow soldier were severely... where did I get the word even from? And she and a fellow soldier were severely injured by a landmine. Val said, I ran into Lisa just after her surgery and took the picture. Then, until she shipped out, I kept finding excuses to go back and take more photos of her. I guess it was fake, because that's the photo that won me an award, got me to the magazine, and even led to my engagement. Just earlier this week, she agreed to become Mrs. Lincoln. Right. So I've got this wrong. Mary is you. And you are Lisa. How did I do that? What is your career, Lisa? That's not your first name. You're a travel agent. Right, we're locking it in. This might get us 4. It did. Okay. Good. I'm glad. And then we might have another 2 already set up, which is great. I don't know her career, though. Oh, we locked in. We got an achievement. Old Flings locked in possible infidelity 1. Good job. Booyah. Oh, we got a knock at the door. Great. Hello, both of them.
Hey there, it's us. So I just have to say, the work you're doing here is fantastic.
Thank you.
So fantastic, in fact.
We're going to murder you.
There goes Clark. Always the bad cop. Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Well, our law firm, Ruby Legal Enterprises, is having trouble.
I've definitely searched for Ruby Legal Enterprises, haven't I? Yeah. I've closed my book and I
They're
can't find my
actually
notes.
begging us to stop submitting new root trees.
Oh.
They said it's getting difficult to verify your progress.
Well, good news is I probably will get worse from now on.
Consider that a good thing. I told Clark you'd get results.
Yeah.
She says that like I didn't believe her. Regardless, the bad news is it's going to take 5 potential tree additions before anyone locks in from now on. Good luck.
And keep up the good work.
I always find it really funny when like games have such like a built world and then they just say like a game mechanic to your face. It's like, oh, I can't believe you're working too fast for us. It's going to take 5 possible solutions. It's so odd. What is your job, Lisa Clementine? I guess I can find that out. But Lincoln, you are a baby. I sort of want to just figure this out. I want to end the episode in a second, but let's try and look up Lisa. Lisa surname. Lisa Lincoln. Oh, bad name. Lisa Lincoln. Nothing. I didn't type in Lisa. I swear I typed in Lisa. Lisa Lincoln is, according to a military website you find, an amputee who lost a limb in Desert Storm. She runs a support group for fellow veterans. Okay, cool. She makes other enough appearances as a professor at West Point, a military college. She teaches classes that contribute to the environmental engineering major. Wow. Her short biography on the page mentions that she had a passion for the military from a very young age due to erroneously believing that a family member was an Air Force pilot. While she later learned that to be untrue, her passion... Oh, right. Is that... Her dad was a pilot, right? Is that what he just believed? She just believed that he was an Air Force pilot? Well, she later learned that to be untrue, her passion remained and joined the ROTC in high school. From there, she enlisted. After returning from Desert Storm, she earned her degree and relocated to West Point to teach for a few years. Amazing. So she's a professor, I believe. Possibly. Great. That's got 2. We got 2 in, which is a really good start for next time. We're going to have to start... Well, we've only got this one to go. Oh, 5? And we've only got 10 left. Okay, great. So that's good news. We've really got to narrow down these these secretaries and figure out who they are. Amazing. That is it. That's it for this week. I think we had good progress today. We finished a whole family tree, 2 whole family trees actually. So that's really good. That was like 10 people solved almost. I'm just counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Damn it. If you count husbands, it was 11. So we did pretty good. We did pretty damn good. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this slightly better progress than there was in the main game. Thank you. Thank you. I'm doing really well. I'll see you again really soon. Enjoy your week and have a good one. Goodbye.